real, raw, authentic conversations with people who have built something from the ground up. You know my brand, you know my motto, the rose that grew from concrete. And to me, that stands for resilience. So that's the ability to bloom, grow, and thrive in spaces that you're not meant to. And that's exactly why I created this series. I wanted to bring people who have stories to tell, who inspired me along the way. And I just feel like they have overcame things, and I basically want to give them their flowers while they're here. So let's get into this concrete conversation. So today we have our first guest, Cal, and he is a trainer in the 757. He's one of the top trainers. He owns a gym, he does classes, trainings, all the things. So I'll let him kind of do his own little introduction, so you can kind of just tell us about yourself real quick.
Okay. So yeah, I do have a gym in the 757 Virginia Beach area. From Atlanta, Georgia. Went to school, got my bachelor's in accounting, then joined the Army, get my bachelor's in medical science. Then after that, I worked for a little bit, and then that's when I got into the business part of what I'm doing now.
Okay. So I want this, like I said, to be real, raw conversations, but I do have just some questions just so we can kind of keep things like flowing. So you could just kind of tell us what inspired you to become a trainer.
What inspired me to become a trainer? Nothing. The thing about it wasn't inspiration. It was more so I was in a more darker place. So it was more so me not knowing what I was going to do in that particular time. So more so when I got out the Army, I was going to become a medical lab tech. I had my plan all laid out, medical lab tech. And once I got into that actual space, it reminded me of the reason why I got in the military. So much structure. I couldn't really enjoy myself. It was actually more strict in the military. I had to be 30 miles from the hospital, on call. I had to get approval to leave the area. You know what I'm saying? All these different things in my head. While I got out of the military, I couldn't control my life. So I went spiraling into this little spiral. And during that time, I ran into this guy online. He was a fitness influencer trainer. I did his program, his 30-day program, just to get out of my head. And I started working out outside, and I got really great results in 30 days. You know what I'm saying? I started working out. I still kept working out. And during this time, I didn't have a job. Lost my car. I lost pretty much everything within 3 months' time of me coming back to Virginia. So during that time, all I had to do was work out. People would ask me all the time, "Hey, you train?" I was like, "No, I don't train." Going to school, you didn't hear your teacher saying, when everybody's saying what y'all want to do when y'all get old. Everybody said doctors, lawyers, all this. I never in my life heard a trainer, you know what I'm saying, or even a business owner at that. Everybody was always talking about working for somebody else. So I think growing up in our head, they instill us to work for someone else. I don't know. Did you hear in your school when you talking about just running stuff? They always talked about us working for somebody else. So I think in our head we instilled that but we didn't have the tools to learn that we can be in charge of things and run things and go at our own pace. So that time period, eventually, I took it as a joke. You know what I'm saying? So my guys, I was like, "Yo, I'm out here working out." People always asking me, "Am I a trainer?" Like, bro, you ain't making no money. Why don't you just go ahead and just charge $5 for each person asking you, and you can make some? I'm like, "Oh, dang, that's right. I could do that." So I started charging people $5 here, $10 here. I was making like $40 a week. You know what I'm saying? $40 a week, and the $40 was good for when you had nothing. And now you're starting off. I didn't have anything then, so I didn't have no car note to pay, no apartment to pay. So $40 was a lot of money for me in that particular time period in my life. So it started off with that, and I was training outside, and it was like October time. So before it got cold, I had like 5 clients at a time, and the lady was asking me pretty much, "So it's getting cold. Where are we gonna go?" And I was like, "Dang, I didn't even think that far." So luckily I ran into a person who wanted to work out, and she had an apartment complex. I was like, "Hey, instead of you paying, just give me a key fob, and then I'll just train you free in your apartment." So I got a key fob, started training clients out of the apartment complex. And when I started training clients out of the apartment complex, that's when I figured out that this is a moneymaker right here. I didn't even know. I made more in a month in an apartment complex than I made in the military in like 3 months. So that right there it's like, oh yeah, I'm about to really, this right here is something I'm gonna make out of something, you know what I'm saying? So from there, I just kind of like learned as I went. I didn't know what I was doing then. So it was like, I can't, that's why people ask me, I can't teach that beginning part because I can't.
It was just something that God like told you to do.
Right, and I didn't plan it. It was like me just walking through each door and trying to figure out how I'm gonna put this puzzle together every time. I ain't like walking through a door and it's a different puzzle to put together every time. You don't even know what's going to, you have to figure it out as you go.
Right.
So everything was figure out as I go, learn as I go, and eventually I got to where I'm at now just from going through different things to help me grow in business and just learn. Everything I have right now, I learned from failure.
Right.
Like, I very seldom, I think it was like 80% fail, 20% pass in my cycle of doing stuff. I failed at a lot of things I did, but that's how I actually learned how to do it and master it. So yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I love that. Like you said, you pretty much like you wanted freedom. Like coming from the military, like you have no freedom at all.
Yeah.
And like in the school system, they teach us to be slaves, you know, to the system. Like they teach us like, you know, you gotta be there at a certain time, make certain grades, you know, and if you mess up, then you know you fail.
Right.
Literally, they fail you. And I've always been like that too. Like I've never been good in school, and like I just felt like I didn't have my freedom. So I think like I resonate with you. Like once you find something that you can do on your own, and you can see like you're actually making income from it, it's like why would I invest all of my time and money and stuff into building somebody else's dream or like, you know, working for somebody else when I can do this myself. And I think, you know, a lot of time, and that's again why I want to have this particular conversation, because a lot of times you have to go through hard times in order for something to actually like push you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because if you're not down to the ground, like you're gonna become. Kind of already touched on it, so I was gonna say, what are some of the biggest obstacles you faced early on? So I think you kind of touched on that, but did you want to add anything?
Some obstacles, some of the biggest ones, as a business owner, I would say something that I actually talk about it on my page a lot sometimes too when I actually bring it up. But the starting of the business, the biggest obstacle was not having nothing. Like having to figure out how to get everything I needed as I go. Mm-hmm. So that forced me to learn how to be accountable for what I got, the money I made, and like I say, it forced me to learn stuff. Like you don't have a choice. Like It's like either you learned it or you lost it, type of thing. So I was forced to learn things, and people always ask me now is how you be doing so much. I'm like, I was forced to learn all these tools and all these things I'm dealing with now, even down to like this is your shop, right? So say you got your shop, it's all pink walls. Just imagine that, you know what I'm saying? And I'm living in the back of my shop for a year, you know what I'm saying, before I even got half the stuff I have. So it took me a year living in the back of my shop, got my car, I got my Jeep, once I got a Jeep, paid that off.
And before you keep going, that's a huge thing. Like you were living out your shop.
Yeah, living out my
so
shop, yeah.
You basically you were using that as like, you know, your home or whatever, but you were investing that into your shop because you knew it was going to be bigger than what it is or what it was when you first started.
Yeah. So living in the back of the shop, and the thing was like nobody ever knew. Maybe a couple people knew, but I made the back. Originally the back was for the kids, but I had a couch back there, I had a TV back there, I had a refrigerator back there. But it was a fold out. The couch was a fold out bed. So like when everybody left, you know what I'm saying, I folded the bed out. I mean, to me, I was in the army. Like I was living.
So you was used to that.
So, I mean, I was used to it. I had worse than that. So I was like, that was golden. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I was like, we had to sleep outside in tents.
Right.
In a bag, you know what I'm saying? So for me,
that's like luxury.
So I think God took me to different parts of life to show me like that's not as bad as what you think it is. You know what I'm saying? But it's steps to get to where you be comfortable where you are. And honestly, that wasn't very uncomfortable for me. Like that's why I said when I got out of that, I was like, I really have a story to tell when I come out of that. So that was, to me, starting off, that was like probably one of the biggest obstacles starting off as far as like the business part of it goes. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's dope. Like living out of your shop, and then that was your first location. Yeah. And I remember coming to that one, and that was nice back then. But now, like you have a huge gym, so that's amazing just to see the growth. Like I love it. Was there a moment that you almost gave up?
Honestly, I didn't have a choice. So I would say no because I really didn't have a choice. Like honestly, there was no space for me to ever have to even think that way. And when I said like oh, it wasn't a space for me to think. I didn't like I just told you, I didn't have anything. So it was like literally.
There's no plan B.
That
plan A gotta work.
Plan A was plan B. You know what I'm saying? Right. So back, I didn't have a choice, and I did so much from before I started that. Like I worked for everybody. I did so much stuff that I had that mindset of quitting and stopping. And when I got to this point, like I lost that train of thought. So when I got to that space, that mindset of me quitting didn't even enter my head.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel that because that's how I feel too. Like it definitely gets hard, and it gets to the point where I'm like, shut everything down. Like I don't even care no more.
Yeah.
But I can't. Like I literally can't. So because it's like once you work for yourself, like you're betting on yourself. Like you can quit a job because they're gonna replace it. They're gonna replace you tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But when you built everything on your own for you, you just can't give it up.
Yeah, we're gonna have our days. We have our days, but I don't think it's to the point where I feel like quit. You just have a bad day sometimes. And it's okay to have a bad day.
And that's just what entrepreneurship is, like ups and downs. And so the next topic is like mindset. So what separates people who succeed from those who quit?
I would speak from more so my point of business as far as my profession goes. The mindset of this is to actually have a business mindset. Like I work with a lot of people, and we see a lot, and to have a business mindset in this is different than coming to this thinking that it's about client numbers and presentation or social media validation, like I spoke about earlier. Social media now makes it seem like to have a successful event, you gotta have a lot of people. That doesn't matter. What matters is how are these people investing into your business or not? Because you can have an event. You say you have an event here, you have 100 people, and tomorrow you don't have no clients from those 100 people who came. I'm talking about who are paying you. You know what I'm saying? So like I said early on, I learned that you gotta enter this into a business because it is a business. So at the end of the day, it's not just about a client coming in there and training, working out. You still gotta apply the business ethics to what you're doing to this. So the foundation of my business was built on my clients starting off. I did have events, but I didn't have events like I have now. It took me like 3 or 4 years to do community-based events because I want to build a solid clientele foundation first. So I have residual income. I have people at my classes, regardless if they my clients or not. I have a foundation. At least 6% of the people that's in that building is my clients. So I'm getting paid from that. Versus me just filling up my space in my gym every week, every day to have something to show that it's people in there. Because at the end of the day, like, it's look good on social media, but once that's all said and done, your business is struggling. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one thing I don't like about it. The visual presentation always doesn't have to be, you know what I'm saying? It's all about the quality of the people that you bring in versus the quantity. Because if you got 10 people in your space and one person paying you, that's not going you're not going to get far with your business like that. So it's more so having a business mindset as far as understanding how it elevates as far as you growing and expanding from the business as far as growth, not even just with clients but your business as well. Like, you should outgrow, like I always think like this, you should outgrow spaces. Mm-hmm. Like if your business is expanding, you are forced to grow or move. Like, you can't stay in the same spot long. Right. If you are, then it's a problem. It should tell you something about something's not right. You know what I'm saying? If I stay, like, you knew me now and I still be at my same gym 7 years later, that wouldn't be something that is something like no, that's not, something's wrong. 7 years and I'm still there.
Yeah. Like,
that's not congratulate. You know what I'm saying? Something you gotta come back and look at this picture and say like
we see some growth over the years. Yeah. Like, you're not in the same place. You could technically have the same gym, but you need to be doing something different. You need to have more clients. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And what I really took from that was like, you can't just do it for the money. Like, you can't just do it for the followers, like for the clout and all the things. Like, you have to have a business mindset. You have to be passionate about it. Because that's what I tell people, like, because a lot of people, they want to get in the beauty industry because it looks good or it looks whatever. But it's like, are you even passionate about it? Because you're not gonna last trying to build your business. So I just think it's the same thing. Like you gotta want to do it, and like you said, quality over quantity. Like you can have 100 people, but if they're not investing into you, if they don't actually want to commit and train, then they just there because they want to be on social media, they want to be on your page, like they want you to, you know, shout them out or whatever. Like, so that's just what it is. So it's like really finding people who want to invest into you. Like you got to be about your business. How has your mindset changed, like over the years, like from when you started to now?
It has got a lot stronger, I would say. Like me understanding more as I go, and I say me understanding more as I go about working with people, to learn that everybody is not. You don't have to work with everybody. And I used to always think, like, I used to always be like this guy. I always like try to bring people in and we collab, and I feel like I have to. You gotta be happy, go with everybody that comes around, but everybody doesn't fit because everybody's not business minded.
Right.
And then you can hurt yourself by bringing in other people who don't have the same vision and who y'all going two different ways.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I run into people all the time in the fitness industry where, you know what I'm saying, you're going this way and I'm going that way, and you're going this way because you don't really understand that at the end of the day it's a business. Like I say, like I'm doing paid stuff, you doing free stuff. We know it's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I gotta get my rent paid for my gym.
Right. Like you know your worth at this point.
Right. You don't. And you might have to, but like my gym is 5 times your rent. So like I have to get my $25 fee to your $5 fee don't work. So it's like, oh, my people are not gonna pay that because that's too much.
And it's not even about being like, you know, big headed or like, you know, feeling yourself or thinking you better than anybody. Like it's not even about that, but it's literally about like you put in that work, like, you know, you built your business, you've been in the game for years, you know what I mean? Like, so you can charge what you charge.
Right.
You know, and I agree with that. Just for all types of businesses, like when you're first starting out, you gotta charge low, like you gotta kind of put your name out there, do free stuff, and you can collaborate with people, but you have to have boundaries because you put in that work. So it's not fair for somebody to just come in the game and then think that y'all on the same level, because you're not.
Yeah, it's hard. That's a hard topic to actually talk about. I'm glad you said that.
Because I feel the same way.
It's hard to talk about because people be thinking like you are like nobody can do what you do, like you too good. But honestly, bro, like I've been doing it 7 years, and like I said, like you said, like it's people just started, and like I said, they come into it thinking they come the wrong way. Like anybody can, like I tell people all day, going viral don't mean nothing in business if nobody's buying your product.
Right.
Like, bro, I know
you
a lot
got
of people,
the numbers, but
I know a lot of people go viral who barely making it day to day. But like I say, they depend on social media validation to get the hype up. But like I say, that don't work in business.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And you know, not to knock any like small business, like you just starting out. Like this isn't to discourage anybody, but literally, like once you've been in the game, you've been putting in that work. Like you deserve to, you know, pop your ish. What habits had the biggest impact on your success? Like what did you have to do? Like, because with fitness, you got to be disciplined. So.
All right, so my biggest habit was consistency. Like everything I did it how I do it, and I do it how I do it every time. So that was my biggest thing here. Like being consistent. Like I showed up every day, did what I have to do. I had a routine, and I stuck with my routine, and I switched my routine as I progressed. So my biggest thing in this was consistency, and I think that's why a lot of people respect me when I get clients who come to me, because I already know I don't take no, you know what I'm saying, nothing other than what you coming to me for, as far as like, because I am who I am, and my business kind of resonates on consistency and having self-control and discipline as far as what I'm doing with my own self. So consistency, well, that was my biggest thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know you don't play.
Yeah.
Like you gonna talk ish to people, like you gonna like make sure that they stay on their stuff. So, and that's, you gotta be like that if you want real results in that. So how do you stay disciplined on the days you don't feel motivated?
I don't even, honestly at this point, I don't even look at anything as motivation anymore. That's how I stay on track. Everything day to day is more so me waking up every day and having some type of plan or something to work on do. So keeping new ideas in my head keeps me going. So I always have something new to do. Like I have on something new to set forth each day I have. So it's always something for me to do every day. It's refreshing, you know what I'm saying? I have something new in front of me to do each day. So motivation was like somehow you start off. I feel like I started off with, but then eventually like doing it over and over and over again, like you're saying.
How has your confidence changed throughout the journey?
My confidence went through the roof, and I think that's what people don't really. I think people mistaking that for like you say,
like arrogance.
Arrogance, but I'm confident as mud. Like I say, like because as much as I have done, and the way I've done it, like how on a scale of how many people who would do it, very low. So I'm doing stuff that people are scared to do.
Mm-hmm.
So. Wouldn't that make you feel confident? Wouldn't it make you feel like, you know what I'm saying? You got 10 ladies who talk about hair, but you the only one to open up a shop, and they still talking about hair, and then you actually went into the doors and did it. You got room to like you're different. You wanted between you and those other 9 women, like you actually did
what you said you was gonna do.
You said you're gonna do it instead of keep talking about it. So
So yeah, I think it just builds that natural confidence because you trust yourself. Like I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do. Do you think people treat you differently now that than they did before your transformation, or like
before because now before I think it's a respect thing too. Now before people would like for example approach me differently with conversation, like, hey yo, let's go out, let's do this, do that. People don't even ask me to do nothing. People just don't think I do stuff. Like people don't think I go out, people don't think I drink, people don't think I eat like regular food. They got this robot who eats lettuce all day. So people don't even ask me that, and people don't ask me this because they know how I am. So it's really honestly it's actually you know what I'm saying? It's actually a compliment thing to me because they respect my boundaries. But I'm not even saying anything. Like you don't gotta open my mouth for them to realize that this dude is on the stuff. I ain't gonna ask him, you know what I'm saying, to do that. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel that too. And at first it was like a weird feeling because I'm like, people not inviting me no more. Like people not, but I guess they see the change in you, so they just start respecting it. So, has success changed the way you see yourself?
Success has changed the way I see myself. As like I said, as far as me realizing I can do these things on my own. Like I was so locked into actually having the mindset of me always doing what somebody else told me to do in the form of like work, and I always felt like I was in a box as far as how much I can expand from that by not just financially but gaining some type of validation from myself as far as what I'm capable of doing. So almost like, you know what I'm saying, like the work that I was doing before, it was always somebody else's decision, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm in control of everything, so it's like, it's a totally different way of looking at things. Like, I never knew that I can do what I'm doing because I never really thought about doing it. Like, growing up, like I said, I never thought about owning a business. That was never in my game plan to own a business or do whatever. But in this past 7, 8 years, like I say, the success that I have now has nothing compared to 8 years previous to now. Even when I did do the Army, like advancing through stages of that or school, it was a success, but it didn't feel the same as, I don't know, it just don't feel the same. Like, I feel like I went through the stages of the Army, but I did it and it benefited somebody else. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It benefited me, but it benefited them more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
I think what you said, like, validating yourself, because a lot of times, like, we look for external validation, somebody to, like, clap for you, like, congratulate you, like, say you did a good job. But when you know what it took for you to, like, build all this by yourself, like, you just, you know what you're capable of. So you kind of feel like you can do anything. Like, that's just how do you have, like, one of your proudest moments of your business?
Proudest moment of my business? Me opening my first gym. Like, my grand opening. My mom was there, of course.
I think I remember that video.
Yeah, my mom was there. And that's probably, being that my mom was there, that's probably like the biggest, like that was my most proud moment of my business, because she knows what everything I've been through, and I know what she's been through. So it's like nobody in our family owns a business. So it's like I was the first one to go to college. I was the first one to own my own business, and I think I opened the door for everything. Like my whole family, like everybody in my family does what I thought I was gonna be doing, like working for somebody or, you know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, that was a major thing. Yeah.
Aw, that's sweet.
You said, oh.
Shout out to Mom. What's something social media doesn't know about entrepreneurship? Because it always looks good, but what's like behind the scenes?
Something they don't know about mine or just in general?
You could just say in general, but you know, yours.
Well, I do both then. I think for mine, they don't know, like I just said, how much work that you have to do, like I don't know about you, but my first gym, like I didn't have the money to pay someone to do stuff. I learned how to put the floor down, paint the walls, figure out what's wrong with the lights, like put all my stuff together. I got when I did get equipment, I had to put everything together myself. So like literally staying out all night just to put stuff together, have ready for the next day. Sacrificing, going out, and just having a life. Literally, my life was just waking up, working, putting stuff together, painting stuff, figuring out what's the next I needed. And so what most people don't see on entrepreneurship is what most people do, like I'm saying, but most people don't show that part of what they do. I kind of did. When I have videos, I show like me painting or cleaning up. Also about the real work of actually getting down the ground and putting towels on the floor. And
you said like since I've had this job, like I have been just all about work, like business. Like I don't go out no more. Like I don't do anything.
I mean, I go out. I go out every now and then now, but back then I
it's
did.
like in the beginning stages.
Oh, yeah,
you gotta put in that work until you can get to a place where you can enjoy it and like enjoy the fruits of your labor. I think, like you said, like it looks glamorous online, but it's a lot of hard work behind the scenes. So expanding into photography, so you have your gym and everything, but you also started the photography and videography on the side too. So what made you decide to add another business?
Actually, it started just from me recording the workouts, and then it kind of expanded from there. So when I started doing the workouts, recording the workouts and stuff, I was forced to learn how to use the camera. So I have one of my brothers. He does media for Tyler Perry Studios, right? So when I got my camera, I sit and said, I'm like, yo, I got a camera, send a video, and I showed him the video I did. He's like, yo, that sucks. And I was like, I was like, dang. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like I thought I was doing something. So shoot, that right there, when he told me it sucked, I was like, oh, I was on YouTube looking up. So I was forced to learn. I was like, oh no, I'm coming back. So give me like a week or two. So I was doing my research. I started doing stuff. So I did the video. So, oh, that's better. I was like, better. I was like, okay, let me go deeper. You know what I'm saying? I kept sending him stuff until I was like, oh, that's good. So once I figured I was good, I started recording more stuff. And then I was like, I showed him. I was like, oh, so you need? My guy said I need flyers, so I needed pictures for my flyer, and I just took stills from my video, and I was like, and I showed it to my brother. I was like, yo, why you take stills from the video? Why you just didn't do regular pictures? I was like, oh my god. So I was like, okay. So I'm like, let me go research pictures. I was like, so I took the picture with the camera. He's like, bro, you need off-camera flash. So I was like, okay. So I went to go buy some. I got my off-camera flash, and I started doing pictures like that. So I had to learn video and pictures. So by me doing it myself, I learned how to just do it. And then eventually people was like, yo, can you come do a video for me or something like this? So I started doing little stuff, and then I got really good with it. And I started getting my programs. I started getting more in depth. I started buying my lenses. And I made it a business. And I started doing real estate stuff. I do headshots. I do like on the side when people have events, I do like video, and I invest a lot into that. Like if you ever walk into my apartment, when you first walk in, people see my little setup for my camera. It's like, dang, you say that's serious? Like, yeah, I do. Like anything I decide to do, I'm gonna take it just as serious as I took my business to my gym.
Okay. So how do you balance multiple businesses like without burning out?
I do most of photography videography on the weekends. So like Saturday, Sunday. So if I do shoots, like birthday shoots, like I make sure I do it on Sundays. So that's like my extra days to do it.
Okay. So you just keep boundaries.
Yeah.
So
I don't do it on.
How do you know when it's time to expand versus like staying? Because I know you were saying like you still in the same place 7 years from now, you not doing good. So like how do you know like when to pivot or like when to?
I didn't have enough space for my clients. Like everybody was so crowded. It was so crowded.
Oh
like,
yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it was so crowded. So it was more so.
I'm an OG client.
Yeah. He was in there. So I made it work for a little bit, but eventually, to make it comfortable for my clients, I had to make more room. So it's like I could have. Honestly, the first gym I made more. I think I was making. I made my first 50,000 in that gym. So like my third month, I made my first 50,000 in that gym. And when I made the first 50,000, I was like, dang, I can keep making this. But eventually, I knew that I would have to get a bigger spot. So it's like sacrificing almost 3/4 of that to get a bigger spot was a big decision to make. But I knew eventually, not me staying in that small space, it would have not worked. So it's like either I can get the most of it right now and like enjoy. It's almost like taking $1 million or taking bits and pieces for the rest of your life. Like everybody, most people gonna pick $1 million if you think about it one time, but no, you need to pick something you can get residual, like long term. So I thought about like that. So I was like, oh, let me just go ahead and invest into getting a bigger spot, and then it's better for I can do more events. I don't gotta pay to rent out places. It's like I thought long term. Like I don't want to keep renting out spaces to do events when I can just do it in my own place.
Right. Yeah. How do you handle negativity or people talking about you?
Honestly,
you know the 757.
Yeah. Honestly, bro. Honestly, I don't care. Like, because listen. I just say it started from one client. So I'm like, bro, I had one client and it started with one. So I was like, even after that first year of stuff, like it don't even matter because, and honestly, I would say, with every situation that happened, well, if anything did happen, I got more clients from it. So it's like, bro, it's like the most successful. If you look on, like I tell you all the time, if you look on like some of the most looked upon people, like I would say for example, Chris Brown. Everybody like Chris Brown, right? But if you go under his post, it's gonna be people talking stuff about him all day.
Right.
So you can't get away from that. It doesn't matter how great you are or how successful you think you are by doing right by people. It doesn't matter. You always have people who don't like you.
Right.
So it don't matter. You think Chris Brown is crying at night because he got some he got some comments on his post or some people talking? No, the dude is still gonna come out on that stage and still gonna do what he do. So
they
like,
talked about Jesus, so
yeah. So like I mean,
like,
and I know some things can come. Something I might have put on myself, and that makes it even better for me not to care because I'm like, oh, God, I did put up on myself for it to happen. I'm like, ain't nothing for me to really. I'm like, it don't even matter. So
it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it
I
is.
think you just gotta have like thick skin. You know,
you got to have thick skin. You gotta have thick skin.
And that's been hard for me. I've had to learn that, like, cause I'm sensitive. So.
I ain't gonna talk about that. And see, that's the difference. I ain't saying the difference between. I don't want to put the male female thing in there, but like when it comes to this, like that's why you don't see a lot of female. Like, I probably know one or two. You don't see a lot of female gym owners because I ain't saying they can't do it, but they be kind of sensitive and emotional. You can't put emotions. You can't make emotional decisions in this stuff. Like you gotta really have tough skin. Like I'm talking about like.
But I just mean in general, like to be successful, like people gonna talk if you're a celebrity, if you whatever, like, that's something I had to learn myself. Like you just gotta ignore it, you know. Because people gonna talk regardless.
The more successful you get, the more you're gonna get.
Right, and people run around like making stuff up, lies. Like you don't even know what people are saying. Like it be completely left.
But that comes. You know, what I learned that comes from being more private. The more private you are, the less accessible people have to what they need to know. So in order for them to come up with something, you gotta come up with some type of a conversation. Hey, or did you know? Do you think you like this, or do you know, or like no, I don't know, but the conversation can stem off of that. It's not even facts. It's just stem off of just assumptions or just he say she say stuff. So I mean that never stopped anything. Like I say, it been happening since I started. So like I'm like, but nothing stopped the growth. So that's my thing. Like I can put that on the table. You know what I'm saying? Nothing stopped the growth.
Just to piggyback off of that. So how do you protect your peace? Like when you're in the public eye, like because you have like 40K followers, or like you got a big following. Yeah. So you know you're very well known out here. So like how do you just protect your peace? Like knowing that so many people know you and probably try to, you know.
I don't go out as much. So when I do go out, it's all business for the most part. Even when I did my most recent thing, I did Rock the Dot, but I did video for that. So I don't normally go to stuff like that. Not because I don't really be having the desire to. Like honestly, I don't really have the desire to be going to clubs and doing like bottles and
used to,
sections, and I'm like, I look at myself more as a business figure. So like, if I do anything, it's gonna be like networking stuff. Like, or yeah, I have more interest in. I would pick a networking event over the club any day. Like, I love networking stuff. I love like business oriented stuff, and I love like if I do something at night, it has to be like something I like to do. Like I like music and stuff like that. I go every now and then. I'm saying I won't go to the club ever, but it's not like, oh, I'm looking forward to go this Friday night or something like that.
What's the biggest misconception people have about you?
The biggest misconception in business is being that I have so many clients that I'm just like relationships with everybody. But I think that just come with. I think every trainer I got guys I know who don't even live. Every trainer I know, it just married or not. So I do marry and he still get it. He still get the fork in the back. So I'm like, if you marry and still get it, I'm like, damn. I thought about let me get a girl. Like, if I get a girlfriend, would that just leave me alone about it? I'm like, no, it won't leave you alone about it. I'm like, it's just something you have to deal with. So it's just something you have to deal with. Like, honestly, like, but I say and then on top of that, not saying I think I'm a nice looking guy. So I was like, if I didn't look as good, would they still think that? Like, if I was like,
probably.
I'm like, they
I
would?
think just being a trainer, like I said, it's a stigma with trainers. Like,
even if they're not attractive, they still like would still think that. Like,
probably. But if you are attractive on top of that, then it's just gonna be an automatic. Like, we already know. But so to jump into that, like with relationships, so how do you maintain professionalism while working so closely with like so many women?
I try not to jump it. I try not to. The goal is never to. I have to say this because most people, if you ask most trainers this, most trainers gonna always tell you like, I don't dib and dab with the clients. I don't do this, don't do that. We human, bro. Like honestly, if you see someone that you like or someone you're interested in, it's ways of going about it. Now I say that I have learned early in the business how to not to do and stuff to do. It's just gonna come with it. Like honestly, but I have in the beginning stages, I did have a mentor, and he told me when I first started, he was like, "Yo, don't do this, don't do that." And I made mistakes in the beginning. Yeah, I did what he told me not to do, and I paid for it. So I paid for it. You know what I'm saying, like that. And honestly, like I tell people, like I'm human, and I'm a man, and I have ways of doing it. So I have boundaries as far as the limitations I take myself with that, but the goal is never to access the clients for that. That's not the goal. I ain't said it never did happen before, but it's different for different reasons. Like I say, see you're my client, right? And then you don't come to me anymore, and we start talking, right? It'll look like on the outside end like that I'm talking to my client, but you don't go to me anymore. It's like it's so hard because I done met so many people. Right. So it's like even though you don't go to me anymore and say we start going out, oh dang, he's talking to his client. Just because you saw me in my gym before, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm already stuck with that. So it's like
but you don't have a rule though, like I'm not dating clients. Like
no, I do have. I do have that in my head. That's not the goal. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, you can't control people. You can't control emotions. You can control if and who is it? If Megan Good joined my gym, I would. Hey, I risk it all for that client too. You know what I'm saying? But it has to make sense. And then I have to actually and think about it is honestly I say this. Like this. For the one type of woman I want, I don't want her coming with so many issues. Like when people come to me, they're coming with issues, right? Like that's the last thing I want. You know what I'm saying? Is to actually have that. I'm not saying I can't date a person with issues, but like you trying to work on things that you trying to work on things that I already accomplished. Like I don't have to work on my consistency. I don't need to work on my dedication. I don't need to work on my self-control. Like, and honestly, stuff like that can mess you up. So in my head, I be thinking like, dang, like. So if I did do this, like it kind of push me backwards because I'm already at a place where I don't need to work on certain things, and that can kind of set me back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? In my head. So that's to me that kind of put a boundaries in my head as far as like how far I can take this and how far I can go. But at the end of the day, like in my head, like if people really thought that way, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. Like, cause I don't care what nobody say. Like, if I did talk to a client or I did do this and did do that, then I don't know about you. If a woman not getting what she wants, she's gonna leave. So I don't need everybody gone. So it's like you gotta have some type of
you don't want to mess your money.
Yeah, you gotta have some type of like I say, boundaries within how you do it. You know what I'm saying? If a trainer gonna tell you that they never talk to a client, they are lying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it happens, but it's as far as like the extremity of how far it goes, that's a different story. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you like making someone your girlfriend, or saying you calling you this girl, my girlfriend, not my girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend. I'm single. I do what I want to do. So yeah, I do what I do what I want to do. So in that same time, I don't like being. I'm at a place now like So I tell people this all the time. I say, I like to really focus on a lot. So a relationship is not in my back pocket right now. Like if it happens because of we are aligned.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going out of my way to try to do something that's going to push me back out of where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I have like I said, I have a routine I stick by. I get up in the morning. I'm not laying up all day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Ordering Chick-fil-A and doing it. I'm not doing that. Yeah. That's what they like. Orders. I'm not getting. I had to go for my run. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not laying up all day. I wanna go do some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not giving up. I'm not picking stand. I'm not saying that. I ain't picking like that over. I can go to a networking event and do this and come back and still do that. I'm saying,
Right.
Don't try to make me stop doing something.
Don't
you know
be
what
a
I'm saying?
distraction.
Yeah, be enhanced. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, make it work. Or make it work or something like that. Or like a guy who want to come talk. You know you got a shop, right? You got a shop. You working. Hey, this is the time I get off. Da 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 da. And instead of saying, hey, just close the doors and just leave it. Hey, do you need to come by to help clean your shop with you? Something like that. People don't. That kind of mindset gonna have you thinking. I already think they know what they respect what you're doing. And they trying to help enhance what you have versus take away. Nobody gonna tell you like you got a client at 8, drop that client at 8 and just come with me. How's that helping you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like no,
and
I'm
not
not.
those types of words. Like try.
I say no, I'm not doing that.
But yeah, no, I feel all that. You definitely got to keep boundaries, and you got to be aligned with people, because if not, they're gonna distract you and pull you down. You know, because they're not really there for you to grow. Like they just trying to take from you or use you or whatever the case may be. But yeah, trainers they definitely got a stigma, and photographers too, because like if you're constantly like videography or taking pictures of like women and stuff, like it's just a stigma.
Yeah,
so
I think I did. I picked 2 and I put 2 together, right? I put another one. But honestly, I mean, I think everything has a stigma. Like even when I was in the military, when I was in the military, people think that.
Listen, I said I'm never doing military ever again.
Honestly, I didn't get it. I didn't get it when I got in because most people I know won't even like that. So when I got in there, I was like, I don't get it because most of the guys I knew won't even like that. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I mean, you know something
okay.
I know. Oh.
We just gonna go to the next topic. Yeah. So, what's one piece of advice that you would give someone who's just starting over or just starting their journey?
Who just starting a journey is be mindful of who you put yourself around when you start what you're doing, because people can when you have ideas and things you want to talk about, if they're not really like, well, nobody really gonna see it from where you're saying it from, but at least have an understanding of when you say stuff. Sometimes people need a response that's gonna help like motivate them to do it versus like you just told me all this stuff. I mean, you told somebody all this stuff about your shop, and they be like, okay, girl, we want to brunch tomorrow, or I just told you like what are we talking about right now?
Right.
So like, be careful who you place yourself around. Like I'm really mindful of who I be around. And that really has shaped like how I do stuff and where I go and where I be. Like, and now my clientele reflects that. And then I mean that by that is like almost everybody I have in my gym, male or female, people own stuff. People have businesses. For example, like in my men's class, Major Philly, he owns Major Philly Cheesesteak. You know who that is? Downtown Norfolk.
Yeah.
He owns that, and he's so business minded, bro. I mean, like, he be pushing me to think about doing stuff that I never really thought about doing. So like, he's like, yo, you gonna do this? I'm like, yeah, I do it. And if you don't say the next 2 days, you're like, bro, are you gonna do this or not? And I'm like, that's how people need it around you sometimes.
Right.
Even where I'm at, you think that it's more to do still. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, having people around you to keep elevating is gonna help you to stay on your toes. Because even as a business, there's no top. Like, it's always
More.
more or next level to go. And if you get comfortable at a level, that's only because you have people around you who are at that level. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like like I say, how you get stuck in a spot of being somewhere for so long because you don't have people that's elevating around you, and you need people around you that's doing better, or at least where you are and still progressing. Because you want to go with that. You want to go with that. You know what I'm saying? You want to be.
You don't want to be the only person in your group who's doing something, and then everybody else around you, like, they just don't see the vision.
Right. So you want to who you place yourself around is a big thing, and people think like, oh, you too good to be around, or you don't want to come, and like a lot of places I don't go, and I don't go out a lot because I know my clients are out. So I don't want to go see I do not want to go out. I do not want to go out and see my clients. Like, bro, and I know they be at the beach house. I'm not going to the beach house. I've been there one time. I went there to support my DJ, and I seen 5 of them in there. And I'm like, bro, I'm not going to listen, bro. I like, so you have to limit where you go. Like,
yeah,
you have to. I be in the bed at a certain time. Like, it's a lot. Like,
yeah, but no, I agree. Like, I just feel like who you surround yourself is important. I was kind of telling you that before we started this video. Because I was just saying, like, you came here legit with it. Like, you brought your equipment and stuff. You came dressed to the T. Like, you take it serious. And that's important to me because, like, I take what I do serious. And I feel like a lot of people that I have been around in the past don't take me serious. And I couldn't get to that next level because I was surrounded by so many people who didn't want to grow. Mm-hmm. So, and that's another reason I started this series, too, because I want to bring people on who I feel like we're aligned, like we're doing the same types of things, like, and we can help each other grow in different ways. So yeah, I just think it's important. Like, if you're trying to grow, you got to go to the next level, and you got to have people who want to see you get to that next level. Because if not, they're just gonna bring you down. So
it's always about enhancing someone else's. I feel like I said, in business, it's always an exchange. Like, you should always be able to bring something more to what somebody already has.
Right.
And that's another thing too with what I do. Like, when I collab with people, I feel like you should bring something that I don't already have. If you don't, what I be doing? It doesn't make sense to business, and it's not always the same. It's always the saying like that you can't do anything because like you are just starting off. But sometimes you can. Like, you can't. If you're just starting off with something that is somebody who's actually, like, say to for example, like I mentioned Chris Brown. To get on stage with Chris Brown, you can't just be starting off as a singer. You have to progress to that level where he at. It ain't saying that you're not good enough to work with Chris Brown. It's just the fact that he's on a platform that you have to get there first to work with him. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with what I do when I run into this stuff. Like, I've been in the game for so long. You just start off and think you can just come up here and do what and I've been trying to explain that to people, and they thinking like, but when I put comparisons like that, people are like, oh, that does make sense. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I'm on Chris Brown level or anything, but I'm just saying, like, on a form of business, like, you have to humble yourself a little bit and sit back and just kind of take the back seat sometimes and learn.
Okay, so we'll just end it here. So, what legacy do you hope to leave behind?
Oh, legacy. The biggest legacy I want to leave behind is actually having a story from every person I meet, like, because everybody that I have worked with or ran into has something good they can say about, like, something they got from being around me. And I get it now so much, like, I like hearing when people say like oh, I heard about you, like they had nothing but good things to say. I like stuff like that. To me, helping someone with their health, that's longevity, that's life. Like
literally just save somebody.
Yeah, that's life. Like that's something that's gonna stick with you for the rest of your life. Me giving you something, like bringing you a book, you're gonna forget about that like 5-10 years from now. But so you helping someone with their life, like changing their bodies, like who helped you change their body? Like there's stuff you're gonna just think about that every day. So the legacy I want to leave behind is just my name, like who helped you do this, or how did you progress and change your mind? Like my name is mentioned in there somewhere. So like having that, my name, I want my name to be my legacy. Like yeah.
You know, you gave them the they know
right exactly.
for them.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, I feel like that was a great conversation. We went over some good topics. You gave a lot of insight. Is there anything you want to like add to it or anything?
I would add to in the form of your business, like to give her some encouragement on her network. You know what I'm saying? Because I actually seen her progress from when I met her in 2019 to now. I think, like I say, the shop is great. I think it looks great. I think that you did a great job with everything in here.
And I did all this on my own.
And hey, that's
I ain't gonna say all my. I had a little bit of help with things, but for the most part, yeah.
So she did great in here. I'm a like with her. You know what I'm saying? I always share, especially when I like it. You know what I'm saying? I think more people need to see this. You know what I'm saying? Like and just keep going. Like encouragement to her, keep going. And don't let nobody tell you or put limitations on what you are capable of doing. And I shared on my story, and I want to mention to her, I'm glad you said something about that, but she had mentioned it before about how your followers getting stuck at a certain point and how you get more, and I can speak on how it relates to me as far as, honestly, I'll say followers, it depends on what platform. I'll say Instagram. Followers to me, I thought mattered, but it don't. Like,
right.
Because my business was built off of 20,000. I didn't get to 40 until after I was already established. So, and then out of those followers, it has to be people who actually utilize your business.
Converting,
you know what I'm saying?
Clients,
it's right, exactly. So most of my following was people I knew, versus people who don't know me or who can't even purchase anything for me. So like, most millionaires go on their page, they don't have no followers. What does that tell you? Like, right. So like, I learned this stuff along like it's just social media. Everybody don't have you don't have to have that, you know what I'm saying, to be successful, and you gotta be okay with that sometimes. I think people just are wrapped around it. So, but it does come with you not thinking about it. So when you think about it so much, it's not gonna happen. So don't think about it. Just do what you do, and it's gonna come naturally just by, you know what I'm saying, by not making it forced thing. Like, you're gonna have your viral moments, and you might not have one, and that's okay. And you might have another one this time. Like, every post, ain't not gonna be viral. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
So yeah, I'm taking that for YouTube, because in that video I was talking about my Instagram followers, because I was trying to get to 10K on my business page. Because I think back then, like, once you hit 10K, you could have like certain features and like stuff like that. Okay. So that's why I was like, kind of like, I want to make 10K, but like you said, like, it don't mean nothing. Like, now that I'm past 10K, nothing has changed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a big deal. So people be worried about the wrong things.
Yeah. So you, like I say, like, I seen, like, for example, like you just say, like, some of the best people don't have a lot of followers. Like,
right.
And I'm talking about the best as far as like what they do and the businesses. Like, I know a lot of people, great businesses, that don't have a lot of followers on Instagram, which is okay. But at a certain point, you do want to start building. But how you do that is, like you say, you got to pay attention to what people like. And then you have to, I don't say you have to, but if you want to, you got to post what people like. And for my example, what I saw, like, I don't know why people love when I post food. Like, no,
because food is like, that's automatic. Like,
I be posting when I be cooking my food compared to my workout videos. I be getting like 20K.
Yeah, same. 50K. Like, anytime I post any recipe video or something, like, my videos be doing numbers. So
yeah, so I'm like, so I try to post at least once a week. So I mean, I don't like. So I try to post one at least once every week or every 2 weeks, just to keep a social
Yeah.
media thing. Cause you gotta.
And that's like, honestly, and I hate to say it, but y'all know like sex sells. So it's
Yeah.
like I try not to post any like sexual type videos or anything, but every now and then you gotta post a little bit of body or like a little bit of
With the
something.
hair,
Cause this, huh?
With the hair though, that's easy though. You can get that. You're saying with the hair, just a nice. Nice
No, but I'm just saying like visuals is what I'm getting at. It's like, you know, you can talk all day because I post my inspirational videos. They don't do no numbers. Like people be like, all right, whatever. But if I'm talking, but I'm actually like in the video and like, you know, then I get some views and stuff. So it's like, you know, sex sales. Like people, they want to see certain things. Like
So
they
you
want.
feel like that. You feel like you would. Do you feel like, being that you know that, you would do more of it or you do less of it?
I try to keep it in the middle because I'm the type of person, like I'm big on integrity. Like I don't like to do certain things just for social media, just for clout, just for whatever. Like, and I still try to keep a level of like respect for myself too. So I just try to keep like a balance. Like, you know, I might show a little bit, but not too much. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just enough, like to get the views up. You know, because I am trying to grow my followers for YouTube. Because you do gotta have at least 1K followers to get monetized. So right now I'm at 800, so hype me up. I only need 200 more people, so go ahead and subscribe. Thank you so much for tuning into today's concrete conversation. I hope you got something from it. And just remember that you can bloom wherever you're planted, and even the strongest roses grow through concrete. I'll see y'all in the next episode.